Namaskar, good afternoon. You're watching PM eVidya channels and NCERT's official YouTube channel. We welcome you in the special session of school leadership. So this is the live session on this important topic, and I would like to tell you the theme of this important session is leading personal and professional self of stakeholders for school transformation. So I'll try to introduce this in a precise manner. This session, discusses the role of a school leader in improving the personal and professional self of the stakeholders. Now the question arises, who are the stakeholders? So the stakeholders are teachers, parents, students and grandparents. So we are going to talk about the whole school improvement. So this is the small intro of this important session. I would like to invite and we would like to introduce two panelists of this session. Dr. Suvitha Jivi, she is Assistant Professor, National Center for School Leadership, NEPA. She is with us in the studio. Dr. Suvitha, good afternoon and a very warm welcome.
Thank you, Rahul.
And also we have a guest from Kerala, Miss Bindu KP. She is a Headmistress, Government Junior Basic Lower Primary School, Perur, Kottayam. Bindu ji, namaskar, good afternoon and a very warm welcome.
Good afternoon.
So, we welcome both the panelists in this school leadership session. So I would request Dr. Suvitha ji, she is in the studio with us. Would you please tell us the theme in detail of this live talk so that our viewers and students, may be able to understand what we are going to talk.
Yes. So today's session talks about the leadership characteristics or leadership strategies that Bindu ma'am has used in her school to improve the personal and professional development of the stakeholders. So you already mentioned the stakeholders. They are the parents, the teachers, the students and the grandparents.
Right.
So what happens is in the discourse on school leadership, as a school head, the role of the school head, a very important role of the school head is to develop the people's capacities.
Right. Agreed.
So ma'am has tried, so basically each of us have our own beliefs, our own values, our own attitudes and our own perceptions of realities. When it comes within the context of a school, it has to be aligned to the school's values and the school's goals with which she has gone about. And we will go more into details as we proceed into the sessions.
So here comes the role, Bindu ji. I would like to invite you on the screen and would request you to please explain in detail what is TCI. This is the new term we are going to learn, we are going to listen, we are going to understand from you.
Okay, thank you. As Suvitha ma'am said, I conducted the workshops based on TCI. The expanded form of TCI is theme-centered interaction. We cannot define it in a sentence, a sentence or two. It is the art and science of awareness about oneself. And it promotes creativity. It is holistic in nature. That is, after the workshop, the all-round development of the participants is occurring here. It demands interaction, which means willingness to share and listen. It has a therapeutic effect also, since it is a group therapy. In TCI, we grow together and help each other to grow. It promotes transformative learning. We can explain how the transformation comes. Okay. For the better understanding, let us take an example from a primary school syllabus, science syllabus, which is the topic's name is leaves. Through this example, I will illustrate the shift from cognitive level to the experiential approach and then to the transformative level. In the cognitive level, teacher is explaining about topic. Here, imagination is not stirred. They are not touching the leaves and not yet feel. Here there is no connection between the subject and the student. Student is only receiving the information for the purpose of examination. There is no other stimulus is found or formed. Then comes to the cognitive level, experiential level. In the experiential approach, the students are experiencing the leaves in this level, the student is supposed to go out and walk around their houses or school premises and nearby places, and they collect the leaves from surroundings. Here they are touching the reality. They have the opportunity to get for touching the reality. It is an eye-opener to the wonderful learning of experiential approach. Then comes to the transformative level. The teacher is asking the student to explain the experiences at the time of leaf collection. Then the teacher brings them into a meditative mood. Then they are also asking about the feel during the collection of these leaves. As an answer, the student will explain all the phenomena and experience when they pluck the leaves. They are differentiating the size, shape, feel, smell, etc. This is actually happened in transformative learning. And something more basic framework of this workshop is mutual respect and trust. Confidentiality will keep. Punctuality. And we are sitting in a circle. While sitting in a circular shape, each one of us can see, each and every person can see. No long speeches here. There is no right and wrong answer, so they will get a confidence. Speak one at a time and speak for yourself. We will say about that. It is a participatory workshop which includes sharing and interaction. They will be ready to share their feelings and ideas without any inhibition. That is the basic framework of this workshop, TCI workshop.
Right. I must say this is the detailed introduction of TCI, theme-centered interaction within the school. You have done this experience. I think this is the experiment you have done in various schools, as far as our knowledge. So, but the question is, how did you apply this TCI in the schools? Because there are so many stakeholders, and who are they? And the question is, what impact did you notice in these stakeholders post the workshops?
Okay. Before the implementation, before I say the implementation of this workshop in school, I would like to say my experience with TCI. I experienced TCI in 2007. Since 2007, I participated in many workshops. From this workshop, I could change a lot in my attitude, in my behavior, etc. I could change a lot. So I decided to conduct workshop based on this TCI in our schools also. First, the stakeholders were the teachers, parents, and grandparents. Then, if you come to the workshop for teachers, the main theme was teaching is an art of empowering. Where am I today? And the sub-themes were let us know each other. Through this activity, every member got a chance to know each other. And that comes to the second theme is knowing you is knowing me. Through this activity, they got a chance to remember their childhood days, unforgettable experience. They will get a chance to share these things. And a change in their classroom for a student as a result of their influence, etc. Likewise, 7 points they will share, and it is very inspiring. The next point is sub-theme is paradigm shift. Paradigm shift. Then meaning of paradigm is the way we see things. We were in a teacher paradigm at the cognitive level, isn't it? In the teacher paradigm, the classroom is based on under teacher's control, teacher-centered classroom, and the students do not get enough chance to ask questions or share their ideas there. Then comes to the trainer-trainee paradigm. Here, the trainee gets some space to communicate with the trainer. It is like a train. A trainer is like an engine, and the trainees are like compartments. Then comes to the facilitator-participant paradigm. Here, the teacher, as the facilitator, give confidence to the children to ask questions. Teacher gives positive strokes and motivation to bring the children into front. In TCI, it comes to the participant leader participant paradigm. Everyone is equal importance, as I already said, and every person gets a chance to share their views. At that time, they are the leaders. That is the participant leader participant paradigm. Okay. Then after that, another something was how to understand the student in a better way. For the better understanding of the student, let us take an example. No need to take example. For the better understanding of the children, students are we know the students are keeping secrets from teachers and parents. There is a necessity to make a live relationship between teacher and student. This activity, that is this thing, will make sure the importance of linkage between student and teacher, and also between teachers and parents. Okay. After the workshop, I got many feedbacks. The teachers replied, I decided to develop my reading habits. All this time I had a sense of humiliation. Now that has changed. It has become clear that unity is essential for the success of an organization. Then many of my personal problems like anger, anxiety, communication problem, etc. could be solved. I realized the truth that only I could help myself. I could improve my listening skill. I will try to get to know my students. I became empathetic. That was the impact from impact of teachers. Then comes to the theme for parents. Why should I know my child? What I have to learn in molding my child? How can I resolve conflicts? Am I a good listener? How can I build a healthy relationship? After this workshop, most of the parents got an idea about how can they mold their children. Then, after that, the workshop, there is one more thing. The introspection also there. Introspection means one they will analyze themselves. They will get a chance to analyze themselves. They are switching their thoughts to inside of them. Then at the time I asked the questions like, do I always have a happy face? Have eyes to see good things? Can you accept the good things no matter how small? Have a grateful, do you have a grateful heart? Do you have the attitude to overcome obstacles? Do I keep the friendships I can cultivate? Do my actions have a clear purpose? And after this workshop, I got many feedback from the parents. They told me they could learn about the child development and how to help the students in learning. It helps to cover a number of different issues like children's learning development and learning style, parent nurturing, and different type of strategies. Personal changes were happened in each participant, and they could while participating in this workshop, so that the changes began to reflect their students also. Some testified that the drunkenness of the chief of the family has minimized because of the changes happened in the women in the family. We could another one said, I could minimize my stress after this workshop. We decided to make changes in our homes also. We realized our fault, etc. After the workshop, they were confident.
Bindu
Yes.
ma'am, you have spoken about the impact of this workshop on
Yes.
Parents and most importantly on teachers.
Yes.
Can we know more about its impact on the students in terms of how it empowered them and how it kind of created a purpose in their lives, and how it developed citizenship skills in them? So can you please detail this?
Then after the workshops, I conducted the workshop for students also. Then the theme of the workshops are self-awareness. Who am I? How did I became who am I today? Then the second theme was turning obstacles into stepping stones and outgrowing limitations. Then ability to radiate positive energy in difficult circumstances, self-confidence and becoming aware of personal strengths, how to be a good student. Then they could how can I concentrate in studies, public speaking for confidence building, goal setting for success in life, etc. etc. were the theme for students. Then I got so many impact from or the feedback from students also. It was a great opportunity to share the sorrows and joys with their friends. Workshops created a new awakening to solve many inner problems like inferiority complex, shyness, anxiety, fear, etc. I started discovering my own personality and pathways. I feel confident and happy. This is the first time even I made a speech, one of them said. I could experience significant change in my behavior. So the change of the student will reflect in the society also. The atmosphere of the school has totally changed. The stakeholders began to cooperate in all school activities. The enrollment ratio of the students improved. Mutual respect among the teachers, parents and students were improved. Then stakeholders took initiative for the infrastructure development of the school. School teachers visited students' home and get to know the real condition of the student. School authorities got support from all sectors of the society. The change in parents and children reflected in the society. And the community as a whole took over the school. As a whole, the students and the teachers' attitude has already changed. That was the impact.
I think this is the impact, and I think she's talking about to the students.
The whole school
so I have a small question for you, and we would like to know about it precisely. So what implications does this have for the role of a school head as a change leader?
Yeah.
Because this is the key person of this entire transformation in schools.
That's true.
We are going to see the change in the school.
Yeah.
So what is your stand on this?
So basically, when we define a change leader, there are certain characteristics, very important characteristics of a change leader. One is she changes the school. She has a compulsive vision for the school, where she wants to take the school. That is one. Secondly, she has a moral purpose. He or she has a moral purpose. That means she is responsible for the others who are working or who are functioning in their school. And thirdly, she develops a positive school climate in the school, which leads to a equitable, a democratic, and inclusive kind of an environment, which leads to whole school transformation. And if the changes are sustainable, then we call a leader a change leader. So what we see here is Bindu ma'am, she has tried to bring about a positive school culture in the school by bringing people together, making them learn together, work together, and bringing about a change through a tool of reflection, right? So we would call it a change leadership. And also because when I say it's sustainable, she has also tried to implement it in other schools as well. She has tried to cover about 52 schools. I think this is indeed a characteristic of a change.
I think she's
leader.
tried very hard to realize the responsibilities and the changes we seek with each other. And I think as far as the knowledge of these stakeholders, part of schools, part of students, teachers, parents, so everything is in the frame. That is really wonderful to know. But the thing is, now we should conclude this session as per the time. So I would request you to please let us know what is the scope of leadership for change in the Indian schools.
Yeah.
So what is your message for the school heads across the country, those who are the change makers?
Yeah. As I said, the school head needs to have a strong vision and sustainability. I think that is what it is. And with the current the policies have a lot of stress on improvement in student learning. And when we say student learning, we are talking about the non-measurable aspects of student learning, things that we cannot measure, right? So when we say self-awareness and self-confidence and improving the identity of the child and improving the citizenship skills of the child, so these are things that a school leader needs to think about, focus and improve. So this has a lot of impact on school leadership per se in the Indian situation, and also the ability to bring all the stakeholders into one mode of thinking which is aligned with the school vision, so as to lead to a whole school transformation. I think that is what school leadership
I think we have the specific slide of whole school transformation. Yes. So I would request you to please see the presentation on the screen once, because we have the entire whole school transformation, and that is there. And the last line, the change in parents and children reflected in the society. The community has whole took over the school, and I think this is the crux of the session, because we all are the part of this system. Somehow we are students, somehow at the age when you are parent, at certain age when you are the grandparent.
Yes.
So anyone you can have.
Yeah.
So I think this is the wonderful session for all the students, for all the grandparents, for all the teachers, for all the stakeholders of this part of this movement. And I would request, I think we should thank to Miss Bindu KPG for this entire effort which you have done in these schools, and your experiment done really well.
As a change leader, she has tried a lot of things.
We think about we listen about leaders, but this is the change leader you are talking about. Thank you very much, Binduji. You are joining us, and you have given us the insight of this wonderful topic. And we would, give you the best wishes for all your future endeavors. Thank you very much for joining with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bindu.
And also, Dr. Subitha ji, you came here in the studio for this wonderful session. Thank you very much for joining with us.
Thank you to you, Ra.
So this school leadership session comes to an end now. Don't go away. We will be right back with the next sessions as per our time schedule. Thank you very much for joining with us. Keep watching PM eVidya channels. Namaskar.